What is up, my Knights of the Round Table? Welcome back to Fight Night with the Knight. Now, the reason I ain't doing both hands is because we have a kitty. She does not like being on camera. But, we got another Cody Lane the Dragon request. This is Green Arrow versus Hawkeye. I'm not going for either of them because I think, personally, this is a fight too close to call. Because they're practically the same character. They do all the same shit. And they edge out in small details to counter one another. So I personally think this is a matchup too close to call.
Since its creation in the Stone Age, the bow and arrow forever revolutionized hunting.
Why do I have subtitles?
Warfare. But these two archers have honed their bow skills to a degree of pure artistry. Green Arrow, the Emerald Archer of Star City. And Hawkeye, purple-clad trick shooter of the Avengers. He's whizzing on boomsticks.
You get that reference, you're awesome.
It's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Allow me to tell you the tale of an archer
Robin Hood.
garbed in green who brought justice to the rich and championed the poor. I speak, of course, of the legendary outlaw named Oliver Queen. What, you think I meant Robin Hood? Come on. Oliver was the son of Robert and Moira Queen, billionaire owners of the weapons and technology.
Past romance is 9. Holy shit, once gets to meet the actual Robin Hood. Makes the chili so spicy that breaks Green Lantern's will. Only Superman can eat it, and he can barely eat it. Fucking Superman!
Business and fortune, but it all ended up coming much.
I heard that Justice League theme.
While on safari, with
I believe that's Justice League Unlimited.
Oliver's parents were murdered by lions. No, I'm not kidding, but hey, Mom got off a wicked headshot before she went out. The family fortune and business were now in Oliver's hands. However, desperate to forget the horrible trauma of his parents' death by lions, he turned to a lifestyle of booze and debauchery. The best way to cope. Well, until one day he partied so hard that he fell off his private yacht. Hate it when that happens. Eventually, he washed up onto the shore of a lone island, Tom Hanks style. Desperate to
Wilson! Yeah, I think they revamped his origin to fit the Arrow show.
He assembled a makeshift bow and, over
Recurve
time,
bow.
gained an uncanny accuracy with the weapon. With each successful kill, Oliver's self-reliance grew, transforming the once irresponsible playboy into a capable survivor. And just in time. Turns out this island was home to a massive drug smuggling operation. How he didn't find them earlier is beyond me, but whatever. With nothing but his hunter's instincts and some newly improvised trick arrows, Oliver brought down the dealers, radioed in a rescue, and returned to Star City a new man. With a newfound taste for justice, Oliver vowed he would no longer waste his talents and use them to protect the innocent. To do this, he would have to become someone else.
The Green Arrow. You have failed this city! I love the first couple of seasons of Arrow. Even though they made him Batman. That's Green Arrow.
True to his namesake, the Green Arrow favors a bow over anything else. And while that may sound like it puts him at a disadvantage, he's developed trick arrows for every situation.
Yeah, he's like Batman's utility belt with arrows.
Every situation. He carries tear gas arrows, grappling hook arrows, flashbang arrows, even arrows filled with acid.
Tornado arrows. Chimney sweep arrows.
No, corrosive acid. It burns through things. He also has boomerang arrows, along with diamond-tipped arrows to pierce just about anything, explosive arrows ranging from small blasts to an atomic...
What the fuck?
And, the boxing glove.
Yeah, baby!
Silly as it may appear, Oliver only kills when it's absolutely necessary. So delivering a long-range punch to the face makes some sense. At least more so than many of the other trick arrows in his quiver, like the donut arrow, a weapon designed to feed children. It's dangerous.
Come here, kids!
Delicious.
Come here, kids! Line up in a row!
Green Arrow likes to come to a fight prepared, and his expertise extends beyond just the use of a bow. He has extensive
sword fighting too.
And martial arts under some of the best teachers around, including Natas, the man who turned Deathstroke into one of the deadliest mercenaries in the world. Green Arrow
Deathstroke don't fuck around.
Fighter that he was voted into the Justice League, saving the world alongside the likes of Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and Black Canary, a smoking hot blonde who he took a liking to. Don't mind saving a few more things with her. Are we dead yet? No. Are we dead yet? Being
I'll let you know. God, I love that show.
Powerful enough to be called gods, and somehow he not only survives, but he actually helps. He's fast enough to fire 20
held his own draw bow for an hour and a half. Anybody that's held recove bows, that shit sucks. Shot the safety of a gun, yep. Put an arrow down the barrel of a gun too. Can pin a person's hand with an arrow from the bottom of a dam. That's a fucking hell of a shot. Has the willpower to resist a Black Lantern ring. That's also fucking insane because Black Lantern rings only control the dead. Can send arrows down gun barrels with ease. Yep. Shoots other arrows out of the sky. Wrestled an alligator.
His accuracy is so
I knew everything here.
He is able to shoot water dripping from a faucet at 30
yep.
feet away and split a grate balanced on a man's head. He'll do whatever it takes to get the job done. Like shooting a girl's hand to keep her from falling, or torture. There's no way around it. He tortures people. But it's for the greater good.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
But even with all his trick arrows, his quiver does have limited space. And he prefers to keep his armor minimal, focusing instead on offense over defense. But hey, he's not all arrows and killing. Eventually, he and Black Canary got together and started up a flower shop called Sherwood Florist. As an expert on puns, 10 out of 10, Ollie.
1 arrow each. I accept your challenge on 3.
Dark arrow.
2, 3.
I love that little mini animated movie.
Your house, your mom's, your dad's, your
Mr. Beast, I'm not buying what you're selling.
A hero can come from anywhere.
Drink water, kids. Drink some water.
The depths of space, or a tiny rural home in Iowa. But growing up in the middle of nowhere wasn't easy for 13-year-old Clint Barton. Turns out his dad had some bad habits. Like
yeah.
being an alcoholic or beating the shit out of his sons, Clint and Barney. After years of abuse, Clint longed to fight back and defend his family.
Damn, Clint's taller than I thought.
Father. Obviously, a bit too much to ask of a 13-year-old child.
His favorite movie's Blade Runner.
Funnily enough, his dad's car did the job for him, along with a big tree. Remember, kids, drinking and driving is not okay. I mean, do you want this to be you? That's what I thought. Orphaned by DWI, Clint and Barney had a second chance at a family and were adopted by a new dad, who was just as bad as the first. Maybe even more. Dad number 2 tried to run him down with his car, until they were rescued by circus performers Jacques and Buck, who took them under their wing and into the Carson Carnival of Traveling Wonders. These guys saw potential in Clint's natural bow and arrow talent, and began his archery training. Clint's skill rose rapidly, and he soon...
What was his other name? Hot Shot?
Hawkeye, the trick shooter. In only 1 year, Hawkeye became a master of his craft. But a rift formed between teacher and student when he discovered Jacques was stealing money from the circus and training his brother Barney to be a thief.
Yep.
Turns out
Circus of crime.
The heroes who rescued them were actually supervillains. What's with these kids' luck? Did they
they have horrible luck.
Gorilla inside which scared a black cat to dart under a ladder which fell and broke a mirror reflecting the sun's rays to burn down a field of 4-leaf clovers? No, that happened to Nick. What? Anyway, Clint hated the idea of working for a couple of D-bags and ran away. Lucky for him, all it took to find a new calling in life was to see Iron Man soaring overhead. Another
yeah, he debuted.
Figure. In the fun way. Inspired to use his talents to fight
wiping my screen off.
Like the Iron Avenger, Clint took up his old stage name, donned his circus costume once more, and crafted a wide assortment of multi-use trick arrows. Tick, tick, boom. Hawkeye's putty arrows cover foes in glue. His acid arrows can melt through steel. He can...
Yeah, Hawkeye started off as an Iron Man villain, fun fact. Damn it.
Suction-tipped arrows. His adamantium arrows are tipped in nearly indestructible metal.
Nearly.
One of his arrows is a 30 megaton bomb. He also carries PIM particle trick arrows. Pym particles shrink or enlarge objects via shifting matter between dimensions. They take
You
their
thinking
name
what I'm thinking?
Hawkeye uses this dimensional
Ah?
wizardry to
Ah?
shoot an arrow, which is literally full of other arrows.
Yeah, I love that one. Scatter arrow, ain't it? Ain't that what it was called?
Which is literally Ant-Man. Hawkeye uses this dimensional wizardry to shoot an arrow, which is literally
I call it the
full of
scatter
other
arrow.
arrows. With his quiver loaded full of impossibility, Hawkeye took to the city to begin his crusade against injustice. But on his first outing, while trying to return some stolen jewels, the police mistook him for a thief. And it really didn't help that he fled the scene with then infamous criminal Black Widow. Well,
Yeah, Black Widow was a criminal at first, too.
he knew better, but if there's one thing Hawkeye does when he's conflicted, it's not ask questions and follow where the old shit.
Hang on, I gotta let the cat out. God, I love comics. I fucking love comics. I fucking love them. I love them with all my heart.
Outtakes you. And no, I'm not talking about a trick arrow. No, he helped Black Widow until one of their shenanigans resulted in her apparent death. Believing he was free from the grip of the succubus, he remembered that crime is bad and went to join the Avengers. Not just the Avengers.
Steve Ditko, Iron
Over the
Man.
years, Hawkeye's lent his bow to other super teams such as the Thunderbolts and the Defenders.
Avengers, Defenders, Thunderbolts. I make any team better.
In the midst of highly advanced armor, rage-fueled monsters, and gods from other dimensions, you'd think a simple archer would be of little use. But Hawkeye's feats prove he is anything but simple. Hawkeye can shoot 4 incoming arrows out of the sky at once, shatter the bow of a distant archer with a
Caught an
single
arrow
shot.
with his bare hands while blind. Yep. Once had a marathon 42-hour target practice session with no breaks. I can't remember which comic that was, but yeah, that actually happened. Infiltrated Dark Avengers HQ, took on Bullseye, Dakin and Venom. I don't remember that one. Strung a bow and fired an arrow before enemy could release it. Yep, I remember that one. I don't really read Dark Avengers that much, though.
And string his whole bow and fire an arrow in less than a second. Plus, his aim is so
Which is
good,
impossible.
he'll hit bullseyes when he's strapped to what I like to call Satan's carousel. He is more than just an archer. After grueling training under Captain America, Clint temporarily set aside the Hawkeye suit to become the samurai
Ronin.
The result even impressed Iron Fist, one of the greatest martial artists in the world. And for a supposedly normal human, he's surprisingly tough. He's shaken off falls from several stories, fought in battles with cracked ribs, and...
I think the cat's trying to get in my bathroom. That's not good. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my mother cameoing. The distorted voice.
managed to not die from this.
Yeah,
Luckily for Hawkeye,
impossible.
a kid with the Ghostbusters 2 shirt found him and alerted the paramedics. And he made a complete recovery within 6 weeks. Who you gonna call? The hospital, kid! Quick! Holy shit! That was like 100 bullets! Bleeding everywhere! A reminder that even a seasoned Avenger isn't always bulletproof. But after this, Hawkeye's buddy Tony Stark upgraded his outfit to include some chainmail. So that's handy. But it can't cover everything. Plus, Hawkeye can only carry so many trigger
Yeah.
at once, and has to make every shot count. Also, he's kind of hard of hearing, but you
Yeah, he has
too,
a-
psychopath hid behind a door and jammed 2 arrows in your ears. But Tony also made him some kick-ass hearing aids. Though if they get damaged, he'd lose about 80% of his hearing. Still, as an Avenger, Defender, and so much more, Hawkeye has accomplished a lot for a circus performer from Iowa.
Okay, look, see these flying?
Flying,
We're fighting
you
over
remember robots, and I have a bow and arrow.
I have a bow and arrow.
None of this makes sense.
But I'm going
We
to
got there because it's my job.
If you step out that door,
You are an Avenger.
you are an Avenger.
Hello.
Alright, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all. But first, I need to conquer all of your land.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it right now. I think I found the single biggest productivity hack.
I hate
of 2021.
when I do Death Bowser, just ads. Ads, 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 ad. I'm still pulling for nobody because it's too close. Way too close. Their durability feats may not be similar, but Green Arrow is no slouch in hand-to-hand combat himself. Purple and green, let's get it. Whoa!
Yes, I can dodge and shoot at the same time. Not today, sweetheart. You're gonna try to out-archer me? This is how it's done.
Scatter arrow.
Something about this is very not right.
Tornado arrow. Oh shit. They're going arrow for arrow right now. Get your utility belt off. It's utility arrows now. That's not how gravity works. I would not put acid on my face.
Shot, punk.
Wait for a tumbleweed.
This takes real skill, you know. World's greatest marksman, at your service. You should hear the boxing glove arrow when it hits. It makes this kind of sound. I record it and make it my ringtone.
Boomerang arrow. Boxing glove back, bitch! Aw.
Aww. You remind me of my circus days, clown. One little arrow, one big boom. I like not getting blown up. You're not brash if you could back it up.
Alright. Like I said, Green Arrow's no slouch in hand to hand.
You look like you're under a lot of stress. I recommend acupuncture, Green Arrow style.
Diamond tip. He's gonna shoot that adamantium one. Boo. That is such a weak ending. He would have dodged that.
Oh, that's it.
And he's taking his
Shot
girl.
for shot, arrow for arrow. Green Arrow and Hawkeye are a well-made match, making this an extremely close fight. Green Arrow has pulled off some ridiculous shots, but when Hawkeye is at his best,
I'm gonna throw out there that ending was stupid. Not disagreeing with the outcome yet. I want to hear what they have to say. But that he would 100% dodge that.
it's nearly impossible for any mortal man to hit him. We're talking about a guy who catches arrows in his bare hands.
So does Ollie.
Even when he's been blinded. Both archers wield impressive bows, too. An average bow needs as much as 80 pounds of force to pull. Green Arrows has an impressive draw weight of 125 pounds. However, Hawkeye's is double that at 250 pounds. This is the same bow he can fire at near machine gun speeds, even at a faster rate than Green Arrow, while wearing chainmail. Oliver may have had an arrow for just about any situation, but he didn't have one for making him faster, stronger, and tougher than Hawkeye. Looks like Green Arrow got shafted. The winner is Hawkeye.
No. Too close to call. I don't agree with this battle because I think it's too close to call. While they do have points, they are kind of overlooking. Ollie can dodge shit too. Ollie has. It's really hard to say who's a better fighter, but I do think Green Arrow kind of edges out in the hand-to-hand combat department. So Green Arrow is probably better at close range. Hawkeye is a faster shooter and better at dodging, but Ollie's no slouch at dodging. He would 100% dodge that last arrow. Their crazy bow and arrows would have counteracted each other, so I really do think this fight was just way too close to call. Like, these two had no real advantages over the other. Saying, oh, one's 125, one's 250. Does not matter. Doesn't matter if he's a little bit stronger or a little bit faster. What it really came down to was aim hand-to-hand, trick arrows, and fuck it. I'll go over what I just said. Speed does count. Hawkeye gets speed. I'll give Green Arrow hand-to-hand. Trick arrows counter one another. Strength really doesn't matter in this kind of thing. So, I don't know. I do think this is just way too close of a death battle to call. I really don't think there is no clear winner. I think you could run this fight 10 times. Green Arrow would win 5. Hawkeye would win 5. These are just two opponents that are way too close to call. That's just my personal opinion. I don't disagree or agree with any of the decisions here because, in my opinion, these characters are just way too fucking similar to be definitive winners. So, that's my take. Cody, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. And let me know down in the comments below what other death battles you'd like me to see. And as always, sorry about that, I'll see you. You have failed this city. The next one.